Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the when God gave me the idea to write a book. I guess it was back in 2019 when I had a lot of stuff going on. For the first time, I was like feeling questioning myself, like, what am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? And I realized that I wasn't liking the field that I went into, which was school psychology. At first, I was if for those who you don't know, I was in school psychology, and school psychology is basically where you write reports and you help students who are struggling academically to see if they have learning disabilities and stuff. So that's what I was learning to become. I At first I didn't really know too much about the field of school psychology, and I realized that along the way of learning more about the program and the field, it wasn't something that aligned well with me and my path. So I remember once one instance in particular. I was in my practicum class, and I had been like the practicum class was basically for us to um communicate with one another and talk about our practicum, and also to record ourselves counseling and basically watch over our counseling, to see what things that we could have done better in our counseling to better help the students that we were working with. And at the time, I was that was probably my second semester into the program. um I was doing that, and I worked at an alternatives high school, and that was a good experience. I mean, at first the students really didn't take a liking to me until later on, and I was really proud of myself for making the strives to be able to talk to them and communicate with them and get to know them. So that happened, and then I was realizing the third semester came, and I asked my internship supervisor if he could well, I asked him the summer before I started the internship program for school psychology if he could help me to find a school that's nearby where I can take a bus or walk walk to get there. But he never got the email, or he never responded to the email until like when we were in the semester of the third semester. And that's when he was like, oh, he was trying to find me an internship. But then by that time I realized my heart wasn't in being a school psychologist. So I realized that I really like school counseling more. And the instance when I was in my practicum where I broke down crying because I realized that I really like counseling students and really helping them in that kind of way was my wake up call. But I didn't pick up on it because for me, it takes me a long time to pick up on when God is saying certain things to me, or pushing me in a different direction. He has to push me, and I know it's not the best thing to do. You should always listen to God when he speaks to you, but it was hard for me to like give up my career field as a school psychologist to all of a sudden be a school counselor. But I knew in my heart that was what I wanted to do. So that happened. I ended up dropping that internship class, and then applying to be a school in the school counseling program. And it was met with a lot of challenges. I had to retake the GRE test again. I had to resubmit a letter, an essay about why I wanted to be in the program. And so many things happened. But one thing that remained the same was that God was speaking to me in that midst of me being all depressed and stuff to actually write my feelings down. So I was like, I had the bright idea to write a self-help book, and it was like filled with stuff that I went through in my life over the course of time, and how I could be able to be of assistance to other people and to motivate other people. So that's what I was doing from 2019 up until 2020. I wanted the book to be like a 365-day devotional, but then something told me, nah, don't do that. just do a 21-day devotional meant to help people to actualize their full potential. I'm gonna put my book somewhere on the screen so you can see it. But that's what happened. And I was trying to struggle to, like, I wanted my book to come out a different way than it did now, but all the evolutions end up making it to where it was at this point. So basically in 2020, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the book. I had abandoned it for a few months, and then I picked it back up and said, no, I have to continue to do this. So I did it, and then 2021 it came out. But before, I had it on Gumroad, which is like also another platform where you can publish your work on there. I had issues with Gumroad because people weren't it wasn't that really polished and it wasn't that really nice. So then eventually in 2021 I was like, let me research how to publish a book. And then I found out about Amazon KDP, and I was able to figure out that it was the best decision for me to go to do, looking back at it. And yeah, I made a mistake as to put my book into Kindle Unlimited, and I didn't have, because at the time I didn't have the resources and the money to actually publish my book on other platforms besides Amazon KDP. So I had them. I used their free ISBN, and I used a Fiverr seller on Fiverr to create my book cover, and she made it beautiful and nice. But I also had to, like, do some tweaking to the cover itself so that it could have my about me and about the book on the back of the book cover. But yeah, I was able to figure that out a little bit doing the little graphic designing skills, and that was like something that motivated me to write more books. Joy of positivity was like something that came up out of all of this heartbreak and stuff that went into my life. And then I realized that no matter what I go through, God is always around, and that I should always try to, like, motivate myself with my words. And I actually use my book to this day. Like, recently, a few months ago, I was writing in it and writing my goals and some and stuff that I wanted to happen in my channel and in my life in general. And yeah, so like that's what led me to write a book. But what led me to write my second book that I wanted to come out in October, but I don't know if it will come out in October. I'm just hoping that I can be able to push myself to be able to get it to come out in the towards the end of this year or even into next year, 2025. But yeah, that happened. Those things happened in my life, and then my older sister was like, Mary, why don't you make another book? But since you have a lot of time on your hands, and I realized that I did, and I wanted to write a book. So that's what I did. So I wrote a book, a fictional book about a girl who has a mental illness and who finds out when she's in her first semester of college. She goes through love. She finds herself. So it's a coming of age book. And then she this her diagnosis, and that no matter what is going on in her life, that God is always the center of it, and God will make a way through people or through just showing you signs and stuff that you can be able to, and that it can encourage you to be able to do what you're called to do. So that those things have happened in my life, but I know that whatever have happened in my life has been a stepping stone for me to be able to publish more books. And I bought myself some ISBNs. I have a editor and I have a graphic designer right now. And yeah, so many things are in the way. I have another book that I have two other books that I'm probably gonna publish in the next few years. But the only thing that's stopping me is my doubts, and I need to get over myself because I know that I am a creative being and I need to be doing something creative. So I need to force myself to know that, Mary, you're able to do whatever you put your mind to, and that no matter what you think is just your thoughts. Like, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to accomplish your goals if you put the right mindset. So I have to like shift my mindset and tell myself that, Mary, you can do a lot of things. And even you out there, if you think that God is leading you to write a book, you should always write a book, right? You should push yourself to write the book and to like do what you're supposed to do. I have a video. I'm gonna probably link it up somewhere here about write that book, and it's like telling people to write the book that God has called you to write. So if you feel like you have it in you to write a book, or you have a story but you just don't know what the story is yet, just jot down some ideas, brainstorm, research how to write a book, and research how to outline a book first, and do your zero draft, and then eventually get beta readers to read your book and see if your book will be the way that you want it to be. Like, we all have a 24 hours in a day to do something that positive, and we should try to do it. Like, don't let the thoughts in your mind tell you that you can't do something, because you can. It's all, it starts within you. Like, if other people can do it, then tell yourself then that you can do it as well. So I guess God is leading me to like write this book, and even though I kept putting it down, and my editor had edited my book in April, and it's taken me now in August to almost be finished with it. And I really feel like maybe if I had it done earlier, it would have been better for me. But we all work in our own time, and I'm not gonna really make myself feel bad about it, because I was going through a lot during that time, and there's some stuff that I don't want to tell right now because of my privacy. But yeah, I've been going through a lot of stuff, some growing pains, and realizing that I should put me first, put God and me first in everything that I do, because like it's been a long time coming with a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, and I kept pushing it back because of doubt, self-doubt, and feeling like I'm not worthy of being an author. But I have a book out, so I mean, I am an author. So like, yeah, so I'm just trying to motivate anybody out there who's also feeling like how I felt, that you have it in you to write this book. And if God gave it to you, then you should be able to write it, and you're going to succeed. Even if it touches one life, that's somebody that doesn't know you that's going to be touched by your book, right? So just keep having hope, even if you don't make the sales back right away initially from you putting in all the time and money into your book. Then yeah, I know that a lot of people are indie authors, and then some people are traditionally published. But the reason why I got into the indie publishing realm was by accident, because I really didn't know that you could be a traditionally published author. I thought that indie publishing was how everyone publishes their books. But I think indie publishing was the best decision for me, because I don't want to query people to read my book and then have them criticize it and tell me that my book is not good enough to be a New York Times bestseller, or tell me that my book is not good enough to have for people to read. So I don't want people to criticize my book in that kind of way and then have me feeling like I'm not good enough. So I rather just pay people to edit my book and give me feedback so my book can be better, and then pay people to do my graphic design for my book cover, and then have the ownership that Mary made this book by herself, and that she can get all the royalties to herself, instead of having to like pay this so and so after like I have already written the book. So, yeah. So, thank you all for watching my video. And if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, bye.